Hello, welcome to this class on biomolecules. In this class onwards, I am going to discuss proteins and amino acids. We all know that proteins are macromolecules or biopolymers, and these biopolymers are made up of many alpha amino acids. Okay, many number of alpha amino acids, they undergo some reactions called condensation and form what is called biopolymers. These biopolymers, right, they are called as polypeptides, and the polypeptides, right, are also called as proteins. Okay, so proteins are biopolymers which are made up of many number of alpha amino acids. Okay, then what are all the major functions of proteins? Why do we need to learn about proteins? Proteins play very important role in animal body as well as in plant body, and this is one important function, that is the biochemical reactions that occurs in the plant body as well as animal body, okay, requires a catalyst. We call those catalysts as biocatalyst. Okay, and the biocatalyst, right, enzymes are act as a biocatalyst. Okay, what are enzymes? Enzymes are nothing but some proteins. So proteins, okay, proteins are used as biocatalyst, okay, in animal body and plant body. You all know that when you take a food, okay, if there is no enzyme secreted in the stomach, okay, it will take nearly 50 years to digest a food. Okay, because the reactions are very slow reactions. So because of these enzymes which are secreted in the stomach, the food get digested within few hours. Okay, so biocatalysts play a very important role, right, in the metabolism as well as in the catabolism of animal and plant bodies. Okay, then number 2, proteins are also serves as transporters. We can call them as transport proteins. What are called transport proteins? Certain proteins present in the animal body that will transport, okay, some molecules from one place to another place. Say for example, hemoglobin. Let me represent simply as Hb. Hemoglobin transport oxygen molecules, right, from lungs to the cells which are present in the body. Okay, so to all the cells, to all the tissues and cells, right, oxygen is supplied, right, or oxygen is transported by certain proteins called hemoglobins. Okay, so proteins, right, serves as transporters, right. They not only transport oxygen, even they transport carbon dioxide also. Then some proteins also act as storage proteins. Okay, yeah, you know very well myoglobin, which can receive oxygen from hemoglobin and stores the oxygen for some time. Okay, so myoglobin present in the cells, right, act as storage proteins, right. Not only that, apart from this, there are a lot of functions of proteins are available. Here I have given only few, okay, etc. Right, so this is very essential and very important to learn about what is called the protein structure and protein functions. Okay, before going to see the structure of proteins and some of the important functions of proteins, right, how proteins functions, right, what are the different functions that are happened by proteins, right. To understand that, we need to know some essential informations about amino acids, because as I told before, proteins, right, are biopolymers made up of alpha amino acids. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to discuss about alpha amino acids, right, and what are all the alpha amino acids present in proteins, animal protein as well as plant protein. Then after that I'm going to discuss some of the important properties of alpha amino acids. Okay, then so we'll start with the alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids. See, as the name suggests, amino acids consist of amino group and acid group. Okay, so we have a carboxylic acid group, and the carboxylic acid group attached to a carbon. That carbon is what we call as alpha carbon, right? The carbon to which carboxylic acid group is directly attached, that carbon is called alpha carbon. If suppose if amino group is also attached to the same carbon, we call those amino acids as alpha amino acids, right? So alpha amino acid means carboxylic acid and amino group both are attached to same carbon atom. We also have beta amino acids. Let me write here, just for comparison purpose I'm writing. Carboxylic acid attached to a carbon. This is alpha carbon. The next carbon is called beta carbon. Beta carbon. Suppose if amino group is attached here, we call this amino acid as beta amino acid. So we have alpha amino acid, we have beta amino acid, we have gamma amino acid, okay, we have delta amino acid, etc., etc. We have many varieties, but the proteins present in animal body and plant body, okay, very specifically animal proteins, right, they predominantly consist of the alpha amino acids, or I can say simply like this: animal proteins, they consist of only alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids. So I'm going to focus only on alpha amino acids. I'm not going to discuss about beta, gamma, and properties of other amino acids. Okay, our focus is only on alpha amino acids, right? Then so I have told you amino acids consist of an acid group and amino group, both are attached to same carbon. We call that amino acid as alpha amino acid, right? In alpha amino acids we have plenty of varieties. Okay, see, what I'm trying to say is amino group and acid group both are attached to same carbon atom. In this carbon, one group should be hydrogen, the other group should be some R group. Depending upon the R group may be hydrogen, R group may be methyl, R group may be some primary alcoholic group. Okay, we have lot of examples are there. Depending upon the R group, you will get different amino acids. Okay, it was found that the proteins, animal proteins as well as plant proteins, they consist of 20 different, right? They consist of 20 different alpha amino acids. Okay, we have lot of alpha amino acids actually, right? There are many amino acids synthesized in the laboratory, but how many of these amino acids actually exist in proteins, right? In proteins, whatever protein you take, right, in proteins mainly, in proteins we have only these 20 different alpha amino acids, right? What are the 20 different alpha amino acids? Listen, these 20 different alpha amino acids are they arises due to the different R group attached here. Okay, so let me show what are the 20 different types of amino acids that exist, right? Yeah. Number one. So here we have the R group, and I have given name here, then abbreviation that we use, then symbol. If the R group attached is hydrogen, we call that amino acid as glycine, and the abbreviation we use is GLY, gly. Symbol is G. Okay, see what I'm trying to say is that, see, we have carboxylic acid group, we have amino group, both are attached to same carbon, so this is an alpha carbon, which consists of one hydrogen already. If the R group is also hydrogen, we get an amino acid called glycine, and the abbreviation that we use is GLY, and the symbol is G. Alright, and keep this point in mind. In glycine, this carbon is not a chiral carbon. You know very well, chiral carbon means if all the four groups are different, then we call this carbon as chiral carbon. But now these two atoms are same, right? These two atoms are same atoms, similar atoms. Therefore, this carbon is not a chiral carbon. So, except glycine, except this amino acid, all other alpha amino acids are chiral molecules and they are optically active. They are all chiral molecules. Okay, then. So this is the first one called glycine. Now in the place of R, if I put some other group, say for example, if I put methyl group, right, I'll get an amino acid called alanine. The abbreviation is ALA, ALA, and the symbol is A. If the R group is isopropyl group, we'll get an amino acid called valine. Abbreviation is VAL, and the symbol is V. If the R group is isobutyl group, it is called leucine. LEU is the abbreviation, and the symbol is L. If the R group is secondary butyl group, then we use the term isoleucine. So that amino acid is called isoleucine, and abbreviation is ILE, symbol is I. Keep this in mind, this is very important. Often people will commit a mistake here. Isoleucine, okay, what people say normally is that isoleucine means it consists of isobutyl group. No. Leucine consists of isobutyl group. Isoleucine consists of secondary butyl group. Keep this in mind. Okay, just because of this letter iso, don't get the confusion that it consists of isobutyl group. No. Right? Then if the R group is this group, okay, here we have methyl substituted sulfur, okay, methyl with the sulfur, right, like methoxy group. Okay, this is methyl thioxy group, right, methyl thioxy group with ethyl group. If this group is attached, right, as R group, then we will get an amino acid called methionine. Methionine, the abbreviation is MET, and the symbol is M. Then the next amino acid, see here, carboxylic acid group and the amino group are attached to same carbon, so it is alpha, and we have a nitrogen. Then a group which is cyclic, which is attached with the amino group as well as the alpha carbon. See, we have a propyl group here, CH2, 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 and we have a 5-membered ring. In this 5-membered ring, this amino group is also a part of the ring, or the nitrogen atom of amino group is also a part of the ring. This amino acid is called proline. Okay, proline, the abbreviation is pro, and the symbol is P. Right, next, number 8. Suppose if the R group is benzyl group, right, we call that amino acid as phenylalanine. Abbreviation we use is PHE, and the symbol is F. Okay, suppose if the R group is this group, right, then the amino acid is called tryptophan. Symbol is abbreviation is TRP, and symbol is W. Right, then if the R group is a methoxy group, CH2OH group. If the R group is CH2OH group, we call that amino acid as serine. Right, serine symbol, abbreviation is SER, and symbol is S. If the R group is a secondary alcohol, see, this is a primary alcoholic group. Right, suppose if the R group is a secondary alcoholic group, right, like this, then we'll get an amino acid called 309. If this group is the R group, we'll get 309. Abbreviation is THR, and the symbol is T. Then here we have methyl thiol, Okay, CH2SH. If this group is present as R group, you'll get an amino acid called cysteine. Abbreviation is CYS and the symbol is C. Then if the R group is phenolic group like this, I have CH2 group attached to para position of phenolic compound, right? So here we have phenolic group, and in the para position we have CH2, and this group is attached to the alpha carbon of amino acid. That amino acid is called tyrosine. Tyrosine abbreviation is TYR, symbol is Y, right? Then next one, if the, and you know very well here this is very important, since this amino acid tyrosine has a phenolic group, it will show some characteristic properties of phenolic compounds. Okay, you know very well, phenolic groups, whenever phenolic group present in a compound, if you add a neutral ferric chloride, right, that compound will give some characteristic color. Phenol will give violet color, but phenolic compounds will give different color. So this amino acid, that is tyrosine, since it has a phenolic group here, it will give a characteristic color in neutral ferric chloride. Okay, then the next amino acid, if this group, amide group CONH2, CH2 CONH2, if this amide group is present as R group, you will get amino acid called asparagine. Asparagine abbreviation is ASN and the symbol is N. Then if you have if I add one more CH2 here, I'll get just extended amide. If this amide group is present as R group, you'll get an amino acid called glutamine. Glutamine, the abbreviation is GLN and the symbol is Q. Right? If we have CH2COOH group, carboxylic acid group, CH2COOH as R group, we'll get an amino acid called aspartic acid. Remember, this group acts as R group. This is attached to an alpha carbon of amino acid. That alpha carbon already contains one acid group. Therefore, aspartic acid contains two carboxylic acid groups. Okay, so this compound is little bit more acidic compared to other amino acids. Right, so this is aspartic acid. Abbreviation is ASP, symbol is D. Then, if I add one more CH2 here, I'll get CH2COH. This is also an amino acid containing two carboxylic acid group. See, what I'm trying to say is, if this group acts as R group, we'll get what is called glutamic acid. Right, so glutamic acid also, like aspartic acid, glutamic acid also contain two carboxylic acid groups. Right, and the abbreviation is GLU, symbol is E. Next one, number 18. Suppose if the R group is N-butyl attached with an amine, N-butyl attached with an amine, if this R group is present as in the alpha position, we will get an amino acid called lysine. Lysine, symbol abbreviation is LYS and the symbol is K. Then the next amino acid, if we have NH2C double bond NH, okay, if you have this group, if you have this group as R group, we have a propyl unit also. If you have this group as R group, you will get an amino acid called arginine. Abbreviation is ARG, symbol is R. Okay, then last one, we have 20 different alpha amino acids. Suppose if you have imidazole group, this is called imidazole group attached with a CH2. If this group acts as R group, if this group present as R group, we call that amino acid as histidine. Histidine, abbreviation is HIS and the symbol is H. These are all the 20 different alpha amino acids, right, present in animal proteins as well as the plant proteins. Right, some plant proteins also contain beta amino acids, but animal proteins, if you take animal proteins, right, almost all animal proteins are made up of only these 20 different alpha amino acids. Right, then here some notable points I like to give. Glycine, as I told you before, there is no chiral carbon, therefore this molecule is achiral, so it is optically inactive. Only glycine is optically inactive. All other alpha amino acids are optically active. Then the two amino acids methionine and cysteine, these two amino acids contain sulfur atom. So sulfur containing amino acids are these two, methionine and cysteine. Then the amino acid tyrosine contains phenolic group. It will give characteristic color with neutral ferric chloride. Then these two amino acids threonine and isoleucine, these two amino acids contain two chiral carbon atoms, okay, compared to other amino acid units. These two consist of two chiral carbon atoms, right? So these are the 20 different alpha amino acids present in animal proteins. Okay, then see, among the 20 alpha amino acids are these 20 alpha amino acids are divided into two: essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. What are non-essential amino acids? Very simple. Some amino acids are synthesized by the body itself. You need not worry about those amino acids. Okay, those amino acids are called non-essential amino acids. You need not worry about them. Okay, the body itself take care of that. Whereas there are amino acids which are not synthesized by the body. See, amino acids which are not synthesized by the body. These amino acids are called essential amino acids. Okay, we have to supply these amino acids through diet. Okay, so these amino acids should be supplied through diet, and these amino acids are called essential amino acids, right? Out of 20, 10 alpha amino acids are found to be essential amino acids. Okay, out of 20, 10 are essential alpha amino acids. What are essential? What are those essential amino acids? Right? For this, you just remember this mnemonic: try this VIP mol. Try this VIP mol. Here, this tri represent tryptophan, TH represent threonine, and HIS represent histidine, V represent valine, I represent isoleucine, P represent proline, M represent methionine, A represent alanine, L represent leucine, another L represent lysine. Okay, I wrote those here. Yeah, A represent alanine, L represent leucine, and another L represent lysine. Okay, so to remember the essential amino acids, the 10 essential amino acids, just keep this sentence in mind: try this VIP mol. Okay, so remember, students, out of 20 alpha amino acids, 10 are essential and the remaining 10 are non-essential. Non-essential means those amino acids are synthesized by the body itself. You need not worry about them. Whereas some amino acids are not synthesized by the body. Those amino acids are called essential amino acids. Right? We have 10 essential amino acids and these are the 10. Okay, then the next one. So I have given the different types of alpha amino acids present in the animal proteins. Okay, now in solid state, how these amino acids actually exist. Right, so amino acids consist of an acid group and an amino group. Okay, acid group can lose H plus, amino group can gain H plus. So by losing one H plus, this acid group will become COO minus, and this amino group takes this H plus and become NH3 plus. Okay, and this this species containing anionic part and cationic part. Okay, and this species is what we call as zwitter ions. Zwitter ions. See, if you take amino acids in the solid state, right, the lattice actually occupied by these ions called zwitter ions. Right, and one zwitter ion and adjacent zwitter ions are held together by means of strong electrostatic force. Right, so if you take amino acids in the solid state, right, the lattice points are occupied by zwitter ions. Right, one zwitter ion and another zwitter ion are attracted by means of strong electrostatic force. which keeps the deuterions together. Okay, that is the reason why amino acids have high melting point. So even before going to melting point, the compound will decompose. Most often the amino acid will decompose. Okay, so keep this in mind. Amino acids have high melting point compared to other organic compounds. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that in solid state amino acids exist as deuterions. Deuterions are held together by strong electrostatic force. Okay, that's the reason why they have high melting point. And almost all amino acids are freely soluble in water. Why? Because they exist as ionic compounds. They are readily get solvated when you add the amino acid in water. Therefore, almost all amino acids are soluble in water. Keep this in mind. Few amino acids are partially soluble, right? But almost all are freely soluble. The next important point that I like to give here, all naturally available alpha amino acids are L amino acids. What is L? This L represents configuration, relative configuration. What is meant by that? Suppose if you represent the alpha carbon, which is a chiral carbon in most amino acids, if you represent that alpha carbon in Fischer projection, right, acyl group should be placed at the top, highly oxidized group, and R group should be placed at the bottom. And if you place NH2 group in the left hand side, we call those amino acids as L amino acids. It was found experimentally that the naturally available alpha amino acids are L amino acids. Okay, and in carbohydrate chemistry, I told you naturally available carbohydrates are D carbohydrates, whereas in amino acids, right, naturally available alpha amino acids are L amino acids. Right, this is a very essential point. Keep this in mind. Okay, I stop here. We'll continue this in the next class. Thank you.